Hello humans, welcome back to another video, and we're going to be talking about a mini guitar.
Yeah, my friend at work gave me a mini guitar and a practice amp. It's a pretty sweet present, but she bought it for her son and he wasn't really into it. And I figured that if I could fix it up, he can noodle on it whenever he wants, I don't care. So I'm going to grab the gimbal here and we'll go in the other room.
I can make my own original musical.
Your own original musicals.
Not a musical, but music. Beautiful music.
I'll follow you.
I feel like I have a robot head on still. Because I had that on like few seconds ago.
Oh, you were pretending to be a robot earlier?
Yeah.
That's funny. Alright, so what we've got here is a Squier Mini. That's what it says. It's pretty cool looking, I think.
Yeah, except it has 3 strings instead of the normal 6 that it should have. It got broken and
Yeah, Charlie noticed that right away. It's missing some strings. But that's fine. Strings are the easy thing. And my friend also gave me this practice amp. It is a Spectrum AIL10. If anybody knows anything about this amp, because I'm not really an amp person, I'm more like an amp modeler, can you tell me in the comments? And I'm going to give you a shot of the label on the back.
That's probably
First thing I'm going to do is grab this blue cable I bought off Amazon. Affiliate link in the description, by the way. I'm going to test this practice amp with one of my guitars. Here, you want to take control of the gimbal?
Maybe. Humans. Hello, humans. I should keep that in the video. I was not expecting that. Oh.
So this cable was really affordable. I'm not really allowed to tell you how much I paid.
Amazon affiliate link in the description, probably.
Alright, I wanted to spend less than 20 bucks.
Okay.
If I could, I wanted to get it less than 15. Is my face in there?
Now it is.
But I was really, really particular. Because it's Charlie, and he's still learning at not tangling up cables. I wanted the cloth sheathing, right?
Yeah.
I also wanted, in case he did break it, I wanted to be able to unscrew it and resolder. And this does have that. And the other thing is that my Telecaster, because that guitar is a smaller scale Telecaster, my Telecaster...
So 1:2 scale.
I don't know. It's a scale is the length of the neck. My Telecaster doesn't like the straight in cable for some reason. It likes the right angle. So I got one that had one of each for just in case.
Just in case for reasons unknown.
Here's the power cable that's plugged in. We're going to plug into the front of the amp. Right there. Make sure the boost is off. Volume is at 3. I'm going to put the EQ all at 12 o'clock. Input, headphones, power. Let's see what she sounds like.
Or he.
Or he, whatever.
Well, 2 people that call it that. Like ships.
Ooh! Sounds beautiful.
Crunchy. Smooth and crunchy sounding. It actually sounds like a different song that is copyrighted too, kind of. You and you used to.
It is a copyrighted song. I looked it up on YouTube's policies, and depending on the copyright, you're allowed to make covers. So, sounded really good with that, with no pedals. This is a Squier Strat by Fender, serial number Starts with 007, if that tells you anything about where it comes from. Guitar geeks get into that, I don't.
You're kind of a guitar geek, but you're the guitar music geek, not like a guitar geek.
I might get into that. It's interesting, like this is a...
The fascinated world of guitar geeks.
I looked up this serial number for this bass guitar, for example, and this is made by a company in South Korea in the late 70s.
That's old.
And it's a short scale Jaguar copy.
Made from Jaguar. Jaguar.
Jaguar is another Fender bodies design. So let's try my acoustic guitar, my favorite one, which is another type of Squier. This is called a Stratocaster. It has a boost button, and I'm trying that right now. Do you hear a little bit of dirt on it? I do, only a tiny bit.
Yeah, it has some dirty in it.
It's just a perfect amount. It's lovely.
Oily, not dirty.
I like that.
Do that as the intro, boy.
You want that as the intro of this song? Or of this video?
Yeah.
That's a...
Clappy noises activate. I can't actually clap.
Yeah, no, because he's cameraman right now.
Yay, the crunchy sound.
So let's try the Telecaster with the boost on. Now, with Telecasters and often with Les Paul style guitars, you can turn down the volume to control the amount of dirt on the amp. I learned this by watching YouTube, so I'm gonna turn, it was on 10. So let's try 7. All right, let's try 5. You see how the volume's pretty much staying the same, but the dirt's decreasing?
Yes.
Let's try it down at like 2.5.
Yeah, it's not that dirty.
And we have a boost knob, and it was on 3. I'm putting it at 12 o'clock now, leaving the volume down at 2.5.
Okay, human.
See how it's bringing the volume up slightly and the dirt up? What happens if we cranked it all the way? And that's the boost knob, the control. That's loud, but not that dirty. So if I turn this volume all the way up to 10 on the guitar,
That's wobbly. Wobbly and loud.
so in my opinion, that's a beautiful sounding amp. I'm kind of jealous, but when he's not here, I might use it. I have a Marshall amp down there under my desk, and I think it's got a cold solder joint or a bad vacuum tube because it glitches like crazy.
No!
Hey, stay there. I'm gonna grab your Squier Mini with its 3 strings on it.
Beautiful.
Can you focus in right here? Look how somebody used a string tree to get that one string to stay on. Because this string is supposed to go to this peg, but it wouldn't stay there unless you have 2 strings to keep this string tree straight. It's funny.
It's unlucky too.
So first things first, I need to tune it. E, B, this is supposed to be a G. I know it's out of tune, but my tuner's not picking it up. Let's try hooking it into this amp if I hear any output. It might have bad pickups or have a solder problem inside. Oops.
You messed up.
Yeah, I realized I didn't try the volume knob on this guitar with the amp. By the way, if you buy a cable, don't get a 6-foot cable. You'll short yourself. Get a 10-foot. Affiliate link in the description.
10-foot cable in the description.
I turned the volume knob up and it says 7, so the volume knob's in the wrong place to start with.
Sad face noises.
Tone knob is a little wiggly in there. It depends on when I tear this apart what I'm going to replace, but is it on? Oh, I turned this on first.
That's okay. Sounding.
It sounds pretty good. But if you see this,
yeah,
there's bad solder on the 5-way switch. This is how you test. You usually use a screwdriver. I got metal scissors here. Okay, so that's position 1. Position 2 is both of these pickups. Nothing. Nothing. But if I wiggle this, position 3 is only the middle one. Position 4 is these two. Position 5 is only this one. See, position 5 works nice.
Oh, hey, human.
It's nice harmony though. Because I tuned it, by the way. The strings have to go. The winding on that string is coming off on the 2nd fret.
Sad face noises.
No, it's normal. It's normal. Even if you take good care of your guitars. I can show you. I got a guitar that has that going on right now that I have to replace the strings on because I like to have a wound, what they call wound third. This is your 3rd string, and I like to have it wound. But if you could focus on
camera
right there, is that better?
Yeah, it just made it way brighter.
So you see where the winding's coming off there?
Yeah.
And also that one. The reason is because I play in a different tuning, and if I play this note, it's the same key. If I play this fret on this string, it's the same note as this string open. And because this string is wound, it has a slightly different resonance. But that's a little geekiness. Let's cut back into the main video. I think now we should move to the basement and do a deeper analysis of the parts on here that we want to investigate and maybe possibly swap out. So I've got the phone mount, I've got my other Note 4, I've got my notepad.
Here? We've got a notepad and a Note 4.
I need 2 more things. We need the guitar and a caliper.
Part 2 was really
good. So get a good shot of the Music Nomad mat. I'm going to have an affiliate link in the description so you can get one. It protects your musical instrument, also protects your table.
From musical instrument noises?
It protects your table from musical instruments. Because musical instruments can get hardcore!
And hard.
Because they bring you the rock! This is a C-clamp that comes with a magic arm, and I like...
Magic arm, oh magic arm.
Magic arm, oh magic arm, all the things you do are magic.
Alright.
I am looking for another thing that helps me work on the guitars. Here it is. It's kind of dark back here, so I'm going to go back around. I don't remember specifically what this is called, but it is a musical instrument tool with different angles on it. And I'm going to see what the best angle is to hold up this guitar neck. Now change your focus to this.
Oh.
That way's the best. And I got this caliper at Harbor Freight.
Pittsburgh.
What I like to do is draw a little crude diagram of what the bridge looks like. This particular bridge is called a hardtail bridge. That means it's one piece and it's hard, it doesn't bend or move or anything. Because later on I'm going to be on the internet looking at different parts, trying to find one that looks like this, right?
Okay.
It's kind of like that. It's got 6 of those. And the strings go through that way. Yeah, you always have the on face. And then the screws. And the screws are there, right? Now it's important that when you get another bridge,
Yep.
that the distance between the screws is the same. That way you don't have to drill new holes. Wait, why am I measuring that? Don't measure the paper. You measure it from middle screw to middle screw.
Inches.
I have it set to inches. I should have it set to millimeters. 27.87. So I'm gonna draw a little line like that and put 27.87 millimeter. Then also get these. That looks like 65.53. Now I don't have to be super accurate. I want to get as close as possible. Now the other measurement you want is the middle of one string to the, or from one string to another string. So if this string is missing, I'm gonna measure from this screw, intonation screw I think it's called.
Okay.
53.46.
That was a really slow response time. And also there's a different chair so you can get some better shots. I'm going to get a different chair.
I just remembered about the noisy dehumidifier and I turned it off.
Thank you, human.
And the pickups too. Now, the why I said you're going to measure from this string to that string is because the strings are not the same width apart down here as they are up here. Because this is 53.46, but up here it is at the nut, as it's called, 32.7 or something. Now these poles are what make the sound when the string vibrates. And they have to be directly under each string. And I've already explained that this end is wider than this end. So that means you need to know the distance between these poles and also the distance from, because if I replace these pickups, I have to know how big they are. That's the short of it. Draw it like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Just crude drawing. From end to end, 69.17. $69.10. $69. This is wider again. 69.32. But the poles themselves,
How long is it?
56.73.
Trying to surprise you, yes. No.
And from this pole to that pole, 54.76. The poles are the same width apart on each one. They're all 54.70 something. I need to grab a tape measure. Maybe I have one right here.
Garby is weird. It's annoying. Garby.
I'm gonna be right back. Now here's the last thing.
Huh?
I'm just going to use a tape measure to get a rough idea of the scale length. And the scale length is from the nut to the point where the string touches the bridge.
I think me part 2 and you part 2 corked with each other. What does that mean? Do they have
Me
songs?
part 2 and you part 2 had a video together and then probably made bad jokes about regular me and regular you.
And maybe they had
That would break my brain, I think.
you part 3? That's a paradox. Oh no.
I'm stuck to inches right now. It's
So many
22 3/4 inches.
Just go to my room. Me part 2 or your room, whatever.
So I'm going to use this information and I have to buy strings for it and a bridge. And that probably should be it. When the strings are off and the bridge is off, I'm also going to do what luthiers do. Normally you have to pay $200 for it, but if you buy $200 worth of stuff, you can do it to as many guitars as you want. Because I've already done 2 guitars with this stuff. That'll be a future video. Get subscribed so you can see that. Is there anything else you can mention about what you've seen on this guitar, Charlie?
It's rusty looking.
Yeah,
It's very dusty.
it's dusty. That happens to all guitars. All guitars get dusty. You just have to remember to clean them. The rustiness, and I'm going to get a close-up of this.
And we don't have pro camera like we saw in that vid. And in the different video, like, the person zoomed in 10 times and it was kind of out of focus, then it got the exact same quality. How does that happen? It's a crazy
It's a bunch of
camera.
lenses.
Oh.
Now, why this thing has rust is because someone maybe kept it in a basement or a garage. I run a dehumidifier, but I still don't keep my musical instruments in the basements. I keep their hard cases down here, though. Musical instruments are affected by moisture more than other things. So you don't want to do that. If you can, keep it somewhere that is humidity controlled and climate controlled, if at all possible. What your biggest concern is the metal components, because just because it's cheaper metal doesn't mean it's bad, okay? That's all you need.
It may mean it's even better.
It means it's, well, yeah, because it's cheaper. Because you could technically take like a $150 or $200 guitar and do the luthering stuff on it, like, and make it worth $1,300 or equivalent of a $1,300 guitar. Like, go ahead and feel the edges of these frets right now, Charlie.
They actually feel pretty decent.
But do you feel how they poke you a little bit?
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna leave this guitar down here and I'm gonna stop this phone up here.
If you can.
And now we're gonna go upstairs because Charlie just felt the frets on that guitar, and I'm gonna have him feel the frets on a guitar that I did the luthier work on it.
And made it worth $1,300 equivalent. How much does it cost to do the luthier, whatever the frig is called?
About $200 worth of materials. And
The big sheet.
if you do all of it,
The big sheet.
but you don't have to do all the steps.
It's still the big sheet.
If you only need one thing done, it might cost you $50 in parts. It depends on the thing you want to do to your guitar. Doing your frets, basically you need a Sharpie marker, a sanding block, and a whole bunch of painter's tape. And what's called a fret rocker, but that's it. And that's, I'm not going to spoil it. We're going to do that in the next video so we can talk about budgets and all that. But first, Charlie, fill the frets on. Charlie, fill the frets on that guitar.
The bigs. It bumps me a tiny.
But does it bump you a lot less than the last guitar?
Yeah.
Wouldn't you agree that this guitar would be a lot more fun to play?
Yeah.
Because it wouldn't be stabbing your hand?
Yeah.
We're going to do that to your guitar.
Yay! And not the next video.
All that and more in the follow-up of this video, so get subscribed if you want to see it.
It's going to be in like 5 videos.
Yeah, because I have a lot of videos planned.
I have a lot of videos planned.
Too. He uploads more than one a day. It's insane.
and they're pretty good too.
Well, I've been Robert Gene.
And I've been Charlie McDonald. Bye.
Bye.
You get the guitar.
Got
I'm
it.
not gonna hold it up.
It was perfect how you held it for the ending.